Nestling between several municipalities of the province of Huesca, Gorrea, Alcalá de Gorrea, Lupiñén Ortilla, and of Zaragoza, Marracos, Piedra Tajada, and Puente Luna, we find the San Pedro farm, owned by the company La Peña 99. The borders, both natural and artificial, give us an idea of the nature and structure of this part of Aragonese geography. To the north, the Gallego Canal supplies the area with essential water, feeding the two reservoirs on the estate and the one at La Sotonera. This water comes from the Ardisa Reservoir and is produced by the Pyreneal thaw. Its purity and quality is sure to be one of the main reasons for the fertility and richness of these lands. The banks of the Gallego River surround the farm, both to the south and to the west, embracing and protecting it. Human intervention becomes apparent on the eastern boundary, where two parallel lines cut through the land, glorious evidence of a true Aragonese icon, the Can Franero Railway. San Pedro is not an inert space merely awaiting routine intervention. This idea would not be compatible with the philosophy of the La Peña 99 business group. This is a large farm which is equipped with cutting-edge technology and is constantly undergoing change and improvement, with never failing respect for and devotion to its fields, nature, pre-existing vegetation, and the fauna that has always lived there. On San Pedro farm, we decided to plant trees to make a change from the other crops that we had been growing, such as cereals, corn, and alfalfa mainly, with a view to making better use of water. We wanted to achieve optimum water efficiency, so we decided to go for trees, especially almond trees, and also walnut trees, to a lesser extent. We felt that there would be a greater yield per hectare, and in the end, it was what made us decide on these crops. We have been transforming the farm over the last 5 years, in phases. These, for example, are almond trees from phase 2, planted in 2017. We went for late flowering varieties, such as Waura and Lauran. Although we are finding, not sure whether this is due to climate change or not, that all these varieties are flowering a bit earlier than before. So now we've decided to plant extra late-blooming varieties, such as Penta, which, as well as flowering a couple of weeks later, is also very productive. So we believe that the future of almonds in this area lies in the cultivation of varieties like Penta. The group's main idea has always been to obtain the highest profitability from this farm, and we believe that will be achieved by specializing in nuts. The fact that of a total of 750 hectares, 615 are dedicated to crops is a clear example of the combination of modern and traditional agriculture and respect for the environment. Different varieties of almond, walnut, cereals, and other crops, along with native pine forests, reed beds, bulrushes, and scrubland, create a perfect habitat for the varied fauna of rabbit, partridge, deer, and wild boar, among other species. This farm in Aragon contains varieties from the CITA Agri-Food Research and Technology Center, which are self-fertile and late-flowering varieties, and have an advantage over our previous crops in that we managed to avoid any winter frost. As you can see, they are very productive. We have an irrigation system for them, and they are almonds that mostly go out to the export market. We combine traditional and mechanized methods to train the trees. It's different from the way it was done traditionally because the way we grow the trees with an irrigation system allows us to shape each tree into a crown. This is mechanized at the beginning, and from the second year we carry out some interior pruning which allows the light to reach the inner part of the tree. And, as you can see, the plantation has turned out very even. This plantation is now 2.5 years old, and this year it's going to produce a very good harvest. The plantation is made by using state-of-the-art technology, which allows the exact placement of each tree. Each one is perfectly georeferenced for maximum performance and control. At the same time, the farm has a drip irrigation system which, given the characteristics of the terrain, works basically by gravity, with hardly any mechanical intervention. Each time it gets to the green circle, it activates the machine and it plants the tree. This is what we use to steer the tractor automatically, which is what we normally use, and then we use this other one when we plant the trees. This GPS is only for planting. So we set the distance between the trees here, and then the distance between each row. This blue line is synchronized with the red line, which steers the tractor. And here we put in the distance we want between each tree. Right now, there's a distance of 2 meters between each tree. Here we can see the width of each row, which is 5 meters. And this shows how many trees we've planted, 23,200, and increasing, over about 23 hectares. Here it shows the area that we've already planted, 24 hectares. The total area of the field, which is 46, how much we've got left to do, 21, and the distance we've already come. The spacing plan for planting is 5 by 2, which means 5 meters between rows and 2 meters between trees, which makes 1,000 trees per hectare. And with that density, production starts much earlier. The system we use to plant is controlled by GPS. What we do is put the tree in the planter, and the system tells us exactly where each tree has to go. While we're planting, we also install the hose for the drip irrigation system. The Salafranca family, who manage San Pedro farm, reap the rewards for their work and dedication, not only from their harvests, but also from living alongside all the flora and fauna that lives with total freedom on the banks of the Gallego River and inside the farm. In these times, when so much is said about circular economy or zero-kilometer products, we find a clear example right here on this farm, where in late autumn or early winter, while the trees are being pruned, the pruning remains are composted on site and plowed back into the soil, coming from the earth and returning to it. During the spring of each year, from any of the areas surrounding the farm, you can enjoy the spectacle of colors and aromas from the flowering of the different varieties of almond trees, which will later bear their fruits. Once the annual growth of the trees is completed at the end of summer, when the almonds are fully ripe, they are harvested. And for this, various methods may be used, depending on the conditions of each part of the plantation. Within the farm itself, the company has built a processing, selection, and drying plant for almonds and walnuts, with the most modern technology. Here, the fruits are prepared to be sent to their different destinations. What does the future hold? Our commitment will always be to grow, improve, innovate, and ultimately keep moving forward and making progress, just as the founders of our business group have always done.